Looking at the trends of development in synthetic biology and genetic engineering, we can start to picture a future where organisms can be created with basically any purpose or function. We can see today already genetic designers and engineers developing modified yeast to produce fragrances and flavors, but scented materials can be used for far more than perfumes. They are all around us and they impact our daily lives, maybe even more than we realize.
So we are more easily sensed by the smart devices with the increasing growth of intelligent technologies, like the face recognition and motion capture. Not only the smart devices, but also the virtual assistants and the networks that they are connected to are becoming more aware of us. They can sense our behavior, but they're usually hidden from us. This might impact the way we live eventually. So why can't they have more organic ways of making themselves known in our lives? So what if we could sense their behaviors? Let's say, smell it?
We were inspired by the nature and smell of kombucha scoby, as well as other symbiotic organisms like lichens, and also the fact that microbiomes of different kinds are essential but usually overlooked parts of human life, our surroundings, and our well-being as well. We developed OLFi, this biological olfactory interface concept, to give smart devices an expressive microbiome of their own. So what it is basically is genetically engineered microorganisms that live on the surface of your device, and it produces this body odor as a response to the device's state. And what this does is that it reveals the presence and behavior of otherwise invisible virtual assistants and these smart agents that surround us. So how did we end up here? We wanted to take you through our process quickly. We come from an interaction design background, and this was sort of our first venture into biodesign, maybe even biology overall. And we started really broadly with some material explorations of bioplastics, but also grown materials like SCOBY kombucha. And we were really intrigued by the sort of organic expression of these materials, the way they felt, the way they looked, and also the way they changed over time. And one thing that we found particularly interesting was also the way they smelled. And here there was a big difference between the sort of dead material and the living one. And this SCOBY really inspired us and wanted us to look deeper into how we could actually use smell as sort of a new affordance when interacting with technology and sort of combining our two fields together.
Yeah, so having just a limited time at our hands, we took a small deep dive into the research of olfactory and the olfactory interfaces, and also the science which could enable this kind of thing. So for example, we found there's already the genetically engineered yeast, which smells like a rose in the research paper. We had some conversations with biologists to frame the concept, and eventually we landed on this fiction of having gene-modified biostickers, which can emit the body odor. But the artifacts we have shown in the video are actually not the real yeast. They're more of an artistic expression and the conversation starter to bring this speculative concept to the life.
Yeah, and I think conversation starter is a good point because in this video and in the concept as a whole, we actually don't want to say that this biosticker is something that everyone should have or want to have. Rather, we want to open the floor for discussions and discuss about the implications it would have if you attach such a sticker to one of your devices. And I think there are a lot of interesting dynamics here at play, because the biosticker reacts to the heat of the device, and the device in a way has no access to the biosticker because the heat is always emitted. So these stickers, they're kind of like an independent actor, like a third-party intervention, which again has completely different implications if you take it from this angle. So looking forward, we think this can raise a discussion what it means if we use organic materials as a new way of expression or intervention for technology in the future.